Alright, looks like a hazy day, but it isn't stormy like yesterday. Okay, so I'll show you how detect key works. If I have detect key set for too far, I'll see every door in town. As I get closer, you'll see that white marker on the door show up. And that's what I'm looking for. Something that's only about 10 feet around me. Whereas the enchantments are going to be shown much further out. I'm not going to stop for every enchantment, but I do need money early on, so I'll be stopping for a lot of them. And they will show up as little loot bags. Okay, you can see your first little loot bag up here. So this will be showing me where enchanted items are on people and in things. So in here there is... oh, not that one. Yeah, there's a dire shard arrow, which is nice, but I'm not going to risk stealing it right now because...
What do you need?
That dude's right there. Hi! Hi. So that's how that works. I'll give a demonstration of how these things are helpful. If we go back to Animasartis and Nandeen, Adamasartis, not Animasartis. You'll be able to see much more. Not much more. It's not huge. Not a huge amount, but see those little blue dots on the map? Those are enchanted things. So you can see the slave's right bracer. You can see that back in the cave, there's a thief ring. Now I have night eye, which means I'll be able to, and water breathing. So I'll be able to go into these caves. Now if I do this without a light source and with a torch, as I go under the cave here, the torch would go out. Iron saber. Fishing pole. Okay. There's a chest back here. Underwater locations don't show up very well on this map. You can see it's sort of there, but not really. I generate my own maps, and they are pretty much good for one level. And then anything that's a little bit off are going to be hard to find. Okay. Get my bearings. Alright. So this will be the other area. Alright. Yeah, alright. So it's teleport. I mean, levitate. So once you can levitate, and it's easier to see where things are once you have night eye. So there are a few light sources back here, but they're mushrooms. Let's see what happens if I take my night eye ring off. Yeah, it's pretty dark. So you could do this with a torch and levitate, but it's harder at the beginning of the game to do this. The ring is not necessarily worth it, but this is just a demonstration of how these few quality of life issues make travel and exploration. I think that's supposed to be a rib. Yeah, that's vertebrae with some rib attached. Sometimes, even mousing... Can you see how difficult this would be if you could not see this stuff? So I'm going to try to pick it up quick and then we'll just look at it. Thief Ring, Fortify Agility 5 points. Agility, Speed, and Personality 5 points for 30 seconds on Stealth. These are all activated items, which to me is unusable. I don't really use triggered items much. There is one exception, and I might go pick that up now. I'm still a bit scrub, but I do have a good good bow and a kitty. I should be okay. So you can see, I could even see those slave bracelets all the way through the wall. That's a good thing for 100 feet away detection. So with my mods, this makes looting much easier, and again, I understand it is not old school and it defies some of the all of the conventions of exploration, but it's in the game for a reason. Once you can do this, the game is really, I mean, you can't really do this without levitate. Maybe you could jump, I don't know. But, levitate and, detect. So, detect enchantment is not a mod, that's a real thing. Normally you would cast it in a spell, but if you're doing this hundreds of thousands of times and casting spells every 30 seconds, particularly with sound concerns, yeah, it gets really repetitive. So, I'm okay doing this a little differently. Alright. Usually you encounter this one quest on your way to a certain ruin. This will take us between Aldvalathi and Nisus. Okay. There's Aldvalathi and Nisus. It's probably, yeah, the when I'm heading to Arkington Sturdums. I can make an item like this for myself, but not yet. And it, so we've already been to Cool. I'm just going to port to a location there and head down to Aldvalathi. So this is the Amulet of Shadows, and it will give a high amount of chameleon for a long time, a relatively long time. And early game, if you are going to be doing theft or things that need stealth, which will be happening, this is a very useful item. So this is a vanilla item. It's not modded. I don't know if I can get it with this much of a scrub factor, but we'll find out. My goodness, am I missing textures? Or are those crystals? Those suspiciously look like missing textures. Ooh, yeah, they sure are.
Here it comes.
My goodness, what are you, my friend? Alright, well that's what a missing texture looks like for... I'm missing rock textures out here. What that probably means is I need to delete some references, and I'm just going to make a save game texture debug, and I will come back here later. This is an evolving world, folks. My last run through this didn't happen, but I changed things. Right, so I can see the ruins out in the distance. So we're getting close. This is it's a very quick quest. So as you can see, on the map I can start to see enchanted stuff. So if I killed that scrib, weirdly, it's going to be holding a wisp projector. Look, I don't know what that is, so I'm going to go get it. Wisp projector. I wonder if that's a summon item. I don't know. Sorry, little baby scrib. You're not really hurting anybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hate to look you right in the very face. Wisp projector. Wow, that's a lot. Holy crap. Lightning shield 50 points for 900 seconds on self. Fortify luck 10 points for 900 seconds on self. Reflect 15% for 900 seconds on self. Fortify attack 10 points for 900. Okay, I'm going to stop saying 900 seconds on self. It's all that. Summon ancestral ghost. Fortify health. Wow. Okay, I just said I don't really use these items, but I'm using that. 900 seconds up for all that? Yeah. Holy crap. Let's hear it for random drop. See why I'm just still amazed. 900 seconds. So that's like 15 minutes, right? Alright. Let's see. Nice. Okay. Yeah, 15 minutes. Alright, that's worth it. All this stuff that's like 30 seconds, barely, it's hardly enough time to get anything done. Okay. Boy, am I glad I killed that random scrib. Anyway, I have just demonstrated the glory of detect random enchantment better than better than Adamus Artis. Alright. In case this is a bad thing, I'm gonna save here. I mean, I know I just saved.
Greetings, traveler. Do you have a moment?
Greetings, traveler. My name is Benistes Poleusis. It's good to see a friendly face around here. I've run into some trouble during my investigation, and even lost the life of one of my companions. I normally wouldn't ask random strangers for assistance, but I'm a bit desperate in my current situation. What happened? We were investigating Daedric cultists of some sort. They've been smuggling stolen Dwemer artifacts into this cave right over here, but some creature, out of the blue, attacked us. It was nothing like we've seen before. It slayed... Oh, hold on. It slayed my companion, and I barely escaped with my life. I don't suppose you could help me clear out the cave to retrieve my companion's body and maybe finish my investigation? I'll help you. Thanks. Oh, thank you. I'll be right behind you. That monster certainly must be close to death. Let's head into that cave. Okay. Well, this is new. Let's see if this person will follow me to help me in my little side trip here. And then we'll circle back. Alright, it should have a quest marker on it too. Okay, that's... Yeah, the lady's ring. This is where we're headed. Where am I? Alright, I don't actually want to levitate with this follower because I don't know if they can. So I'm going to loop around. Wow, I'm a little overpowered now for this quest. Picked up a follower. A summon. Oh. Okay.
What do you want?
Rude. Okay. Should be a road-ish sort of type of thing. Flowers, tea. Can make tea. I don't know if this dude hangs out with you for a while. Okay. Yes, this should make my life much easier. Okay, straight on. I've usually only done this later on in the game. I just stumbled on it. So as you can see, or not see, maybe I can't see. I actually found her also... Now, there's a sneaky lady hanging out here. I can't really... I can't see her right now. But there are really two people here.
To what do I owe this pleasure? Excuse me, milady, might you take a moment to help a lady in distress? Well, I dropped my ring and I can't seem to find it. I think it must have rolled down into this pool here, but I can't go in to get it because I'm expected in Nissus shortly. You see, I'm a private dancer, and I can't very well smell like icky muck water now, can I? Would you please get it for me? The water's not very deep, and I'd be very grateful and in your debt.
Sure.
Oh, thank you!
So, there she is. We can see her. So there are two people here. But, what's making her not seeable?
What can I help you with?
That's a word, right? Not seeable. We come down here, pick up the ring.
No
It's not
deed goes
enchanted.
unpunished, Outlander.
Hardly a match for me.
We will mold an attack. As soon as we pick up yeah, they're level 8. The Daedric bows are really good. Yeah, that went well, huh? Okay, so we can pick up some enchanted stuff. And a beautiful... So the Amulet of Shadows is one of the clickies that is very helpful. Amulet of Shadows, Chameleon 80% for 60 seconds on self. That is extraordinary. So for yeah, for comparison's sake, if I try to make an item like that myself, I pretty much need a Daedric shield that has any, I mean, at least as a constant effect. It would take like a ridiculous amount of money, and yeah. So that's a very good clicky. Okay, buddy. Oh, I don't have heal other right now. I should make one, but I'm in good faith. He helped me. I'm going to go help him. I don't know what this is about at all. So let's find out together. He helped me. I am willing to help him. Oh. Whoa, wow. Okay. Oh, I thought I was dead there for a second. The sound stopped. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Scary. Blood Vine Spriggan. Well, honey, you looked cool and scary. Oh, it's your Greater Bone Walker. Okay. Imperial Battle Mage Cuirass. Ooh, nice. Expensive stuff in here. Yeah, why don't I just, you know, sell all of that? I love that these Daedra hearts, like, beat. That is cool. Of course, when you pick one up, you summon a Daedra. Wow. Maybe I should not have picked up all three of them at once. Holy crap. Okay, they're level 9. That's not really bad. Ooh. Now you have to find the one that is summoning the other one and kill them. And then the other one will disappear. Well, that was invigorating. And my follower's dead, right? He's dead? Oh. I don't like that. I'm gonna load. I will not pick up all of those at once. How about that? We live, we learn, they die, I learn. Okay. So that one. Very cool looking. And not pick up all of the Daedra hearts at once. And I really wish I had heal other. Ooh, Vampires of the Iliac Bay! Volume 2. Gonna need that. Nice. A lot of stuff in here. Okay, hey little buddy. I might need a heal other spell because you are made out of tissue paper and I want you to survive this. So, I'm going to mark here. Let's see if I already have one. I don't think so. Sometimes I have spells I'm unaware, but no, I don't have any heal other for other. So we're gonna mark right here. Port to the Balmora Guild of Mages. I just want to take better care of this little dude. Come on, little dude, let's live through this together, shall we?
Do you want something?
Yes, will you make a spell for me? Okay, greater heal, other... Restore health on target. And I mean, my restoration skill isn't great, but I'm gonna do about 25 points. I'm mostly gonna be doing this out of combat. Okay, restore health 25 points for 1 second on target. Should be good. Okay. Assign that to 6. And now we can heal little dude. I'm sorry I picked up all those hearts. I mean, I'm sure you don't remember. Wow, and you're like, what, level 15? Okay. Back into the fray. Okay, picking up where we surely did not die. Daedric Runestone. What are these? I don't know, but I'm picking them up. Lots of awesome stuff. Okay, I like Daedric cards, so we're gonna try this again. What is up there? Oh, this looks like a very big dungeon. Okay. Let's see if he has anything to say. Shouldn't be much further. Lead on. Alright. We're gonna do these one at a time. Eh? Eh? Eh. Alright, that didn't trigger anything. I grab pretty much everything Dwemer and keep it in my inventory just in case I might need it later. Ooh, this is a lot of stuff. I like stuff. Later on in the game, I get annoyed by just having to pick up stuff. But at the beginning of the game, it's nice. Okay, I don't really know what triggered them before if it wasn't the hearts. These people here are up to no good. There we go. Okay, one at a time. Well, 2 at a time. Okay, this is the one that summoned the one. Okay. Okay, my Ancestor Ghost bit it, but that's okay. Okay, so it's only these. What are you? That's weird. Okay, so we're gonna do these one at a time, save between so that my little delicate flower here doesn't die. Yeah, okay. This is the one that would summon the one. If you get to them before they summon something, it's better. Teeth, good alchemy stuff around here. Okay. Oh, it's just a little floaty magic thing. Okay. All right. He survived. Nice. I'm going to use that clicky ring a lot. Oh, I need gems to recharge it. Look, one use drained 500 charge points out of it. Alright, we'll be doing that later. I have mods to create a soul trap bow. What did you do? What did you do? Oh my god, you killed yourself. Honey. What did you... Why? All that work. Okay. All that work to save his life. So it was very faint audio, but he said, interesting, maybe a dispel will do the trick. So he cast a dispel, and now he's gone. And there's an oblivion gate. Alrighty. Well, kitty, what do you say, baby? We go in? I mean, we're here, right? Yeah. Oh, that sounds like multiple ha's. They shouldn't really be able to jump you immediately upon entering, especially for people with lag. This is pretty. Jeez.
Someone hurry up and get
This is a lot.
go what's wrong.
What is happening?
4.
Who should I be fighting? Folks in the red. Scorpion. Okay, I'm glad I didn't shoot anybody else.
There. Got it.
Oh, and they are mechanical scorpions.
Oh, I can't believe
Scorpio Centurions. This is cool. Is that a Nernroot variant? No, it's just a static cool thing. Alright, I have no idea what I'm doing, but we're doing this.
Hello. What can I help you with?
Oh, how'd you get here? Did Octane recruit another for the realm? Oh, did Octane recruit another for the team? Alright,
Well, let's not take too much time.
good, it seems they've been driven off. Thanks to my instruction, we've managed to temporarily stave off our inevitable obliteration for the unforeseeable... Oh. Thanks to my instructions, we managed to temporarily... There are some misspellings in here. Thanks to my... and I'm also saying them wrong. So when they're misspelled and you're saying them wrong, it's a bad thing. He's level 28, I should probably get out of here. Good, it seems they've been driven off. Thanks to my instructions, we've managed to temporarily stave off our inevitable obliteration for the unforeseen present. How exactly did you end up here of all places? Tell him about Menistes Pelusis' investigation. Is that so? I've not seen this man. Only you have arrived through the portal. How curiously fortunate for us. With the way things have been going, I thought we'd wrought fate's ire. Okay. This is awkward. I can't speak for the others here, but I'm a professional researcher of magicka and alchemy here at this outpost. We're, or at least I, am studying the properties of the materials unique to this realm of oblivion, working on how its unique properties can be applied to practical ends. Uh-oh. I won't lie to you, what we're doing here could change the entire world as we know it, provided we can get it working. But that won't happen if we're laid to waste by these blasted pirates. You've aided us already. What would you say to doing so furthermore? My colleagues and I are headed downstairs back to work. Come on down and we can talk more. Okay, you know what? Level 28 stuff that is misspelled is not for me just yet. It's very cool. And let's see. They are in my quest log as Alchemists of the Void. I don't know which mod this is. But I am level 2 and I would say... I could wait on this. Fireproof leaf. Ooh. You know, after I loot the place. It looks cool. Alright. So yeah, the stuff here, as I said, is not particularly gated in terms of letting you know when things will kill you right in the face. So, I have a lot of stuff now. Alright, this is all heavy. I am going to go sell and then go pick up my favorite house, because I should have enough money. There isn't much variety in my selling. I sell everything to the mud crab. That means if I need to buy something back, I know where it is. Oh yeah, I will absolutely have enough money. Okay, good. In the base game without mods, Mudcrab would refuse to buy a lot of what I'm selling. So being able to do this all in one spot, oh, actually give me that expensive ring back. Can use those. I prefer exquisite, but I can't afford exquisite right now. I could go buy some, but I can't afford the Ring of Sphere of Negation. That's a weird word for Okay, I'm wearing the Wisp projector. That's weird. Didn't really buy... Oh, these things are modded. It's not recognizing the price. Alright. But I am going to sell Shadow Sting, which it will recognize. Weird, it recognized the waystones. Let me check again, but this one of these pieces should be 5,000 gold, and no, 3,500, and it doesn't care. Yeah, it's only going to give me like 100 for it. All right, I don't have many choices here. I will still have enough to accomplish my goal. Okay. I didn't read the first time, but the mud crab is singing, how dry I am, nobody knows how dry I am. Shy, hi there. Let's make a deal. I got stuff. Lots here, see? And then when you ask in the background, what do you think? Sheesh, I'm a mud crab. I'm a mud crab. Sure, a mud crab. That's me. Pretty sure I look like a mud crab, right? Must be. This is me talking, right? So, I must be a talking mud crab. And I sell stuff, right? So, I must be a talking mud crab merchant. Stands to reason, don't it? Sure, that's what I said. Did I stutter or something? Talking mud crab merchant. Read my lips. Mouth parts? Read my mouth parts? Something ain't right. But never mind. Just one of life's little mysteries. So, you gonna buy something? Or sit here gelling all day? So, okay. Okay, I got Daedra all over me, so this is one of my favorite spots to take a bath. Alright. Oh my god. You know, I used a mod to get rid of the slaughterfish, but they refuse to go. I hate slaughterfish. I hate their hitboxes so much. Alright. We have, I believe we've been to Aldrun. We passed through on our way to somewhere else. So I can port here. I'll start at Scar, which is the big Manor District building. So that big crab shell, they built underneath it. Seems like a lot of hoisting to me. So the lid, the roof of this place is a giant crab shell. It levitates so we can see it. Giant crab shell. That is the ghost fence. You can see it from here. And over here is where my home is going to be. This is modded. This is the Aldrun. What do they call it? Aldrun Ancestral Refuge. This is just awesome. I love this place. Beautiful night for clouds. No moon. But it's a quest hub in here. And a modded space. And cliff racers. Okay. Not after us. So there is an alchemist bartender, NPCs, and I'm going to head upstairs and speak to the main lady in charge.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
Greetings, I'm Olvina Pledry, curate of the ancestral mages in this temple. We perform the rites for the dead and bind the willing souls of the Dunmer to the tombs of their families. If you're curious, you could go to the Soul Forge and talk to Cerelia Radabar. She is our master conjurer. Or you could have a rest downstairs. We're always happy to help pilgrims on their journey. This temple is very old, but we tried to make it cozy for both the living and the dead. Perhaps you're here to ask for work? Yes, maybe you could help me. This morning? Or just, it's how they talk here. Today's morning, I got a report of an orc bandit who had attacked a group of pilgrims near our temple. Of course, I'd like you to find and kill this bandit. Last time he was seen high up on the mountain above the temple. And bring me his skull, will you? You see, I have a whole collection. There are no Dunmer skulls, though. That would be sacrilegious. Yes, I'll help. That's great. I wish you a nice hunt. And don't forget the orc skull, will you?
The Ghost Fence is a magic wall created by the Tribunal to imprison the devil Dagoth-Ur and his evil servants within the crater of Red Mountain. The Redoran Council Hall is here in Aldrun under Scar. Go there if you want to know more about House Redoran. Aldrun's Imperial Cult Shrine is in Fort Buckmoth, south of town. The altar there cures disease and poison. Cosistian Quaspus, the apothecary, sells cure potions, and they also have a savant, an enchanter, and a trader. I heard Bolvin Venom was having an affair with the wife of one of the other councillors.
Ooh.
If you want weapons or arms in Aldrun, or need weapons and armor repaired, look for Dandara Solaro the Smith in Aldrun under Scar. Dandara Solaro serves all comers and has a quality selection. The other 3 smiths in Aldrun have faction associations. Ergnir the Nord is the Fighters Guild Smith, and Tuveso Beleth is the House Redoran Smith at Redoran Council Hall. Yambagorn Groshalor is the Legion's Smith at Fort Buckmoth, and Dane's Redothril the Pawnbroker may also be worth a look. Have you heard about poor Yenna Sarandas? He lost his patrimony betting on the Guar, sold every piece of the family silverware to pay his debts. A pity. I think it's driven him a bit mad. Wears clothes fit for a lord, and hasn't got a drake for a meal. About 50% of Vardenfell's inhabitants are Dunmer. The other half are Redguard, Breton, Nord, Altmer, Dunmer, Bosmer, Imperial, Khajiit, Argonian, and Orc in roughly equal proportion. The Ashlanders have a prophecy that one day a reincarnation of the legendary hero Nerevar will unite the Dunmer against the invaders and restore the ancient dark elven nation. But the Tribunal Temple says this is a false and profane superstition, and the Ordinators deal mercilessly with those who profess such beliefs. It is customary for every member of the temple to do the pilgrimages of the 7 Graces. If you want to learn more, read The Pilgrim's Path. Scar is the shell of the Emperor Crab, Outlander. The homes and shops of the Manor District inside are under Scar.
Ancestral mages create tomb guardians for the protection against grave robbers. They study a holy bond between the living family members and immortal ancestors of the Dunmer and assist in the protection of the Great Ghost Fence. So I asked her to have a rest. Yes, of course you can rest here. Also, you can buy a meal from Sorrow. She's quite a good cook. If you're sick, you could pray at St. Philoth's shrine, or buy some potions from Tinos. Actually, if you've got the coin, Fire Fern quarters are for sale. The cost is 4,500 gold. The rooms are quite luxurious. A former curate used to live there. I spend almost all my time working in my office anyway, and could use some extra coin to further restore the temple. So, would you like to purchase? Yes. So I have the key to Fire Fern quarters. This is my favorite beautiful roleplay space. This is where I'll be doing most of my resting.
Outlander?
So this is a quest hub. It does have stuff to do. But right now I am going to... The only unfortunate thing is the heavy breathing of the undead. Which we can't really do without. Come on in, baby. Let's close the door. Alright, this is a beautiful spot. I don't like this cushion, though. It's all ratty. And the one under it. Okay. Isn't it pretty? So there's a shrine here where you can get a buff. Over here is a water source, and I will drop a basin right here. And we can take a bath. Lovely. There's a teapot right here. I don't have enough teacups. Purify water and cook here. So, alchemy station. There are mods to, to do alchemy in a location, but I took it out because that means I couldn't steal the big stuff. Alright, I'm going to leave this... There are teacups here, I could take them, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave everything static. So, book storage here. But I'm probably going to be using this chest to store books, because I won't be able to read them all as soon as I get them. And then when I'm done with them, I'll put them here. Beautiful bed. Fire ferns everywhere. I'm not going to pick them. I'm just going to leave them in place. So, this is my favorite spot. We'll be marking here and then returning. Often. I did pick up a lot of books in the dude's gonna die place. It makes me sad. I tried. I probably could have run around the game with that guy for a very long time, but he seemed kind of fragile. Alright. So we're gonna store things that we're definitely not going to be reading right now. Anything that's in a series. Okay, vampires for reasons will be waiting there for us to pick up later. Okay. Everything that remains in my inventory can be pretty much read whenever I want, so start now.
In 859, during the late bloody years of the Second Era, Arconius Lim was born to a lesser noble family in Nibene. At a young age, he decided to leave his responsibilities behind and join the Guild of Mages, much to the displeasure of his father, Albinus. But economic circumstances conspired against Albinus's narrow-mindedness, and after some years, he finally had to give his blessing to Arconius. At the age of 17, Arconius happily left the trappings of nobility behind and, given a small stipend, joined the guild in mere Corrup. Ever quick with his wit, the young apprentice became the delight of his fellow guild members. A wild variety of tricks and trinkets were created directly or indirectly through his work. When he moved on after a tumultuous 2 years and a promotion to journeyman, many tears were shed. He spent his next few years travelling southern Cyrodiil, picking up secrets and wealth in spades. He gained travel companions through his noble deeds and generosity, and together they withstood the many dangers of the jungles and swamps. Many travel caravans only arrived at their destinations due to Arconius's diligence, and countless beasts, both two-legged and otherwise, were slain to make the rivers safe. By his work, he aided the imperial effort in pacifying the new province of Black Marsh, and this was recognized and appreciated. He was finally promoted to magician at the age of 30, having made a powerful impression on the right people. By the age of 38, he had settled down in Cheydinhal, earned a well-deserved reputation, and risen rapidly through the ranks of the guild. Through his travels, he had picked up several orphans of unknown parentage and was raising them as his own. Despite never marrying himself, he had turned into a pillar of the local community, and more than a handful of people were quite fond of Uncle Archon. However, Arconius began to feel as trapped in his life in Cheydinhal as he had been at his family's estate so long ago. Thankfully, his reputation provided a final chance at greatness. The guild leadership, in recognition of his talents, offered Arconius the title of Archmagister and charged him with establishing the Mages Guild in newly conquered Morrowind. As the guild had no presence in that province before the Third Era, it would take a man with great talents to establish a foothold there. Arconius took to this opportunity like a fish to water and quickly agreed. After a tearful farewell, he left his family behind and made his way east to the dark elven land. On the way, a few of his old travel companions who had fallen on hard times joined with him to act as his bodyguards until a proper command of the Order of the Lamp could be organized. When he arrived in Almalexia, he had little to work with but the few guild members who had arrived just a few days earlier and an old building that had been cleared out for the guild's use. Thankfully, wit and charm, his strongest weapons, stood by his side, and he made quite an impression on the dour, dark elves. Through his years as Archmagister, he personally helped uncover the secrets of several Dwemer ruins, and was one of the first to catalogue the wards of dark elven ancestral tombs. Upon his untimely passing, due to an unexpected potions accident at the age of 52, he could look back on a life of success and adventure. His successors were able to build on his legacy by founding new guild halls outside of Almalexia with the goodwill he created. So did Arconius Lim, in his own way, continue the good works of Venus Galerian. A Fable from Valenwood by Eloin. It was mere half a mile across the Elden Grove, amongst full-leaved oaks and patterns of silvery cypress, where the foxes were resting through the night and atop the branches, Owls were singing a gentle tune, slowly caressing the range of fauna in their slumbers. Untouched by the ever-restless man, and only ventured to upon a call by mare, the creatures were at peace with a cordial feeling to all the living in their hearts in the shades of Odocer. Their provider it was, the forest, and with deepest respect they treated it, from the smallest worm and mouse to the fox, goose, deer, and bear. No disease had ever ravaged trees or ones who had built their abodes under them, nor had a single tree ever been cut down or an animal killed by the hand of the elves who had lived by Odocer for centuries. A pact between people had been made to keep out of it, not through fear, but instead respect, understanding, and sensibility. With the forest's allure so strong and affecting all in its sphere, no one knew fear. A fortress full of life for animals, and a wall on the town's hillside, bound to it were they all. A perfect symmetry, unspoken yet unbroken pact, sealed with no sacrifices from either side, but a promise for love and life.
That's interesting, but the Green Pact means you don't eat plants, you only eat meat, so they all ate each other, come on. I believe I read this. This one's weird. Yeah, so it says an obscure text in the language of the Slode, purportedly written in the Second Era Western necromancer Nagasta. So, as you can see, it's all gibberish. I imagine there's a code in there somewhere. And people have figured out, like, codes to a lot of this stuff. But, I don't know. And neither does she. Did I start reading this? I'll restart.
On Lycanthropy by Varnard Caresson. Studies of the nature and habits of lycanthropes. How does one become interested in studying the disease lycanthropy? I have interviewed a number of my peers and discovered that to a man, they have all entered the field after a horrifying encounter with a lycanthrope of some variety. I am no exception. In Skyrim, it is an old tradition to rub Canis root on the tree surrounding your house as a ward against werebears. When I was young and stupid, as opposed, I guess, to being old and stupid as I am now, I always had hoped to meet a werebear to see if they were as impressive as legend suggested. I would follow strange tracks in the woods until they disappeared, with no fear or even thought about what I would do after I had found my quarry. By Thorig's beard, I was lucky that my investigations were fruitless. When I did finally see a lycanthrope, it was not a werebear. It was a werewolf, the common lycanthrope, which can be found in every part of Tamriel. My father was a priest, and during the coldest part of the winter, he allowed the beggars and riffraff of Falkranth to stay in the relative warmth of the cellar of his temple. We would even supply warm barley stew. My sisters and brothers and I actually enjoyed this bit of philanthropy, for in the cellars during the winter, it seemed there was a constant party. There were always travelers with interesting stories and eccentricities, and the atmosphere in the cellars was always light and friendly. Until that night. By an established tradition, the beggars who were sick or wanted rest more than food and companionship would go to the cots at the farthest, darkest end of the cellar, when they could be assured at least relative quiet. We were enjoying a song, and my sister Gethessa was dancing to the amusement of all. The song ended, but a chorus continued from the darkness at the far end of the cellar. As drunk and incomprehensible as most of the carolers were, it took a minute for us to realize that the sound we were hearing was not singing, but screaming. No one was too concerned, for some of the older tramps often suffered from vivid nightmares. Nevertheless, one of Father's priests went to silence the screamer, and the moment he disappeared into the murk, we heard another sound, the snarl of a wolf. Then we heard the priest screaming as the original scream died off. "Werewolf!" cried the old bard who had been leading the song. The cellar exploded into chaos. I was pushed out the cellar door into the snow with the first wave of panic, but I could see that some of the more brave or more drunk hobos were rushing into the darkness to do battle with the lycanthrope. They were all, of course, almost instantly killed. My father, upon hearing of his unwelcome visitor, sealed off the cellar after the last survivor of the carnage had left. A seasoned battle mage from the Falkrenth Mages Guild, who owed father a favor, went into the cellar and slew the beast. "Not too tough," he said as he emerged, carrying the carcass with him. "Winter must have been tough on him too." Despite his bold words, the blood on his face and chest did not only come from his foe. Werewolves do not revert to their human forms upon death, despite what legends will tell you. I had the opportunity to look at the monster's steaming body out in the snow before it was carried away to be burned. The teeth, clotted with the flesh of the beggars, were horrifying, but the claws shocked me even more. I have since seen live lycanthropes battle golems, atronachs, and other beings not harmed by mundane weapons, and concluded that they act as naturally enchanted weapons. Because the werewolf is the most ubiquitous of lycanthropes, the term lycanthropy has been used since ancient days to describe the disease that transforms men into half-beast, although lycanthrope only strictly should refer to men who change into werewolves. But that is semantics. There are certainly differences between the 7 documented forms of lycanthropy in Tamriel, but more similarities. In Black Marsh in southern Morrowind, where crocodiles stalk the swamps. Black Marsh also shares with the Imperial Province and the wetter parts of Elsweyr the vile presence of werelians. Valenwood's werevultures are not found in any other province. The werebore has found both the climates of High Rock and Hammerfell amenable. As I mentioned before, the werebear is the most common lycanthrope in Skyrim, and is also found in the northern parts of High Rock, the Imperial Province, and Morrowind. The werewolf can be found in every province. The 7th lycanthrope, which I have never seen but my trusted peers have assured me exists, is a wereshark that roams the oceans around Tamriel. I have spent my life categorizing and observing lycanthropes, but I sometimes feel that I am still a child, trapped in a cellar in my attempts to understand them. I know, for example, that lycanthropy can be cured shortly after infection, but after that time, the victim is doomed. No one of my acquaintance has cured themselves after undergoing the first transformation. On the other hand, I have a colleague investigating a coven of witches in the Glen Point foothills of High Rock who are rumored to have a cure. I remain dubious. Perhaps it is because they are doomed that makes lycanthropes so aggressive. I have removed the contents of a werewolf's stomach and found more remnants of roots and berries than animal flesh. My conclusion is that they do not need to attack and devour humans to survive. Yet, for some reason, they do. Does lycanthropy drive them mad, or do lycanthropes feel the need to spread the disease as a form of procreation? I do not know. I am not certain that any of us who are not lycanthropes ourselves will ever know. And then, of course, it's too late.
How you should know us: death, defeat, and fear. We do not die, we do not fear death. Destroy the body, and the animus is cast into the darkness. But the animus returns. But we are not all brave. We feel pain and fear it. We feel shame and fear it. We feel loss and fear it. We hate the darkness and fear it. The scamps have small thoughts and cannot fear greatly. The vermi have no thoughts and cannot fear. The Dremora have deep thoughts and must master fear to overcome it. The clan bond. We are not born, we have not fathers nor mothers, yet we have kin and clans. The clan form is strong, it shapes body and thought. In the clan form is strength and purpose, the oath bond. We serve by choice. We serve the strong, so that their strength might shield us. Clans serve by long practice, but practice may change. Dremora have long served Dagon, but not always so. Practice is secure when oath bonds are secure, and trust is shared. When oath bonds are weak, there is pain and shame and loss and darkness and great fear. How we think about man. Perhaps you find scamps comic and vermi brutish. How then do you imagine we view you humans? You are the prey, and we are the huntsmen. The scamps are the hounds, and the vermi the beaters. Your flesh is sweet, and the chase is diverting. as you may sometimes praise the fox or hare, admiring its cunning and speed, and lamenting as the hounds tear its flesh, so do we sometimes admire our prey and secretly applaud when it cheats our snares or eludes pursuit. But like all worldly things, you will in time wear and be used up. You age, grow ugly, weak and foolish. You are always lost, late or soon. Sometimes the prey turns upon us and bites. It is a small thing. When wounded or weary, we fly away to restore. Sometimes a precious thing is lost, but that risk makes the chase all the sweeter. Man's mystery. Man is mortal and doomed to death and failure and loss. This lies beyond our comprehension. Why do you not despair?
So that was the Book of Daedra. This is the failure of the Empire.
The failure of the Empire. Distressing words about the imperial bureaucracy. It is common knowledge that the fall of the Empire is approaching quickly, and soon its degeneration will result in utter collapse. Ever since the death of Tiber Septim, the Empire's foundations have rotted under weak rulers, and Uriel Septim has only further proven this. The imperial bureaucracy siphons propaganda and lies to the populace, desperately trying to restore faith in this dying creature we obey like fools. In truth, instability and strife mars the entire history of this empire. Lies, murders, treacheries rage through the imperial city and crush the hopes and dreams of its citizens. How can the mighty empire allow the continuation of these horrors? The Dunmer and their slaves, the rise of the impious puppeteer Jagar Tharn, the incessant infighting of this malignant, bloated creature we call an empire, the assassinations, betrayals, and unwarranted executions so common to our imperial ranks. And all of this centers on the imperial system and its ruler, the decrepit Uriel Septim. Septim VII is as weak as he is ignorant. The people of Tamriel have discovered that he rules, comfortable in the luxury of the imperial palace, through corruption and fear. Under the Emperor's sickly hand, secret spy networks which have either removed or jeopardized more freedoms than we have ever thought possible, move like murderous wraiths through the people. These blades, as they call themselves, spy on the regular, hard-working common folk simply to satisfy the foul Emperor's desire for control of all things. He draws further power from his military police, and all that his self-proclaimed legions do now is murder innocent civilians to ensure themselves a little more time in control. They are nothing but cowards and thugs. The corruption rises through the ranks of this legion, and I have seen from the inside nearly as many Imperial guards fall to faulty leadership as to fighting. I've even seen unrest in the city of Cyrodiil itself, rioting, in the streets of the greatest city in Tamriel, and yet the Emperor and his legions continue to preach of the glory of the Empire. We must ask ourselves what we can do during these times. Will we do nothing? Will we dotter like old men, speaking but never taking action? Will we wait for the beasts of anarchy to take hold on this sweet land we love more than all else? We must impel the Empire's fall and take control for ourselves. We can rule Tamriel and succeed where the Empire and the foolish Uriel Septim cannot.
Okay, on second thought, I'm going to take Vampires of the Iliac Bay back out. Read them soon. Keep them in my inventory. It's a quest item for later on, but I can just keep them there. Alright. Put away the stuff we just read. And try to remember to repair our gear before we go to bed. I don't have any gems to recharge anything. Take a good nap in this beautiful new home. Right, kitty? Beautiful here. And you know, if you have a follower, they will stand right there and make sure you can never, ever leave this bedroom. But Kitty's different. If she stands directly in the middle of everything, you can actually levitate over her. It's nice. Nice meal. Nice drink of tea. And here, the shrine gives a buff. So you can ask for a blessing. It doesn't cost anything. You can cure common disease, cure blight disease. The soul of Sothasil is a, yeah, you can't really actually see it, but let's see. Fortify Magicka. Yeah, Fortify Magicka, not by much, but 20 minutes of Fortify Magicka by a couple of points. It's a nice roleplay thing. So take a look around this beautiful place. This is our new home, and we love it here as we contemplate our new day.